Even before Chucky Season 3 Episode 4, it was clear that this episode wasn't meant to be the last before a long break. The blood-soaked hour took the tale to new heights, but it's difficult to resist the feeling that the prolonged break while we wait for Chucky Season 3 Episode 5 will undo all of the hard work. The good news is that we were able to watch Devin, Lexi, and Jake's struggle to enter the White House and go closer than ever to permanently eliminating Chucky. In Dressed to Kill, the fourth episode of Season 3, Chucky is the life of the party, while Tiffany is assigned to labor in prison. Once more, Chucky is celebrating Halloween, and like he hinted at in the previous two episodes, this year's celebration may be the bloodiest one yet. On October 31, two locales are the setting for the fourth episode of Season 3 of the US network and sci-fi series Dressed to Kill, both of which turn quite nasty by the conclusion of the hour. There is the Halloween party at the White House, and there is Tiffany with her voodoo-enhanced culinary mayhem in a Texas prison. Before we get into Tiffany's story, let's talk about Chucky first, Age Before Beauty. Held in memory of her late son Joseph, who loved Halloween and passed away the previous year, First Lady Charlotte Collins is carrying out the celebration at the behest of the CIA's Warren Price, who is still hiding the string of killings in order to protect the administration. Price brags about how strict his security will be, and although the CIA is strong, we all know that Chucky is stronger than them. Chucky is dressed as Phantom of the Opera, and it looks like he's wearing the same costume as the genuine Joseph. When Henry tells his father he doesn't want to go to the Halloween party, he first lets go of his cutesy good guy doll persona. Chucky says out loud that Jake, Devin, and Lexi will be his last three sacred gifts, which causes Henry to wonder what happened to his voice. Chucky jokes, "It's an allergic reaction I have to questions," and instructs Henry to ask his father for a large knife so they can carve a pumpkin. Henry's nighttime caregiver shows up with the knife and pumpkin. Played by Sarah Sherman of Saturday Night Live, who previously had a run-in with Chucky, Andy Gilbert appears to be a spiritual person and is costumed like Mary Poppins. Later in Henry's room, the two have a chat in which Charlotte asks him whether he has seen anything strange in the house, even though she doesn't appreciate that the nanny is discussing ghosts with her kid. Henry starts to tell about the talking, living doll, but Annie interrupts him to boast about her own experiences with Abraham Lincoln's spirit. As the celebration gets underway, Jake, Devin, and Lexi manage to get past security, but their attempts to sneak in hidden weapons that kill Chucky as part of their costumes are unsuccessful. Nevertheless, they decide to try to capture Chucky anyhow, and if nothing else, they want to obtain video proof of his existence on Devin's phone. While Grant welcomes his new friends and presents them to his parents, President Collins is preoccupied with a small child who is dressed like Chucky in a phantom costume. But it's not the doll. Is it a reveler, or a ghost maybe? It's ambiguous. Regardless, Lexi coaxes Grant into letting them into the executive residence, and she pretends to be attracted to him for a while so that Devin and Jake can do a brief doll search, which ends in nothing being found. Grant, who believes he is being exploited, becomes irritated as the three departs to return to the party. Before the power goes out, there is a short, heated confrontation between Henry and Chucky. Henry is holding Chucky. Chucky had vanished by the time it returns, and it doesn't take long for President Collins to become enthralled with the doll. The president seemed to be beginning to grasp that there is clearly a problem with this doll. But when Annie enters the celebration and claims to be able to see ghosts, he loses whatever connection he may have with Chucky. As she reaches the center of the ballroom, she notices a single screw falling from the chandelier and glances up. Then the enormous fixture made of metal and crystal drops from the ceiling. Jake is able to shove Devin aside, but several others are not as fortunate. It's a scary program. The journalist Gretchen, who has been hacked in half, takes a selfie just before passing away. Annie appears all right at first, but when she gets to her feet, we can see that the falling crystals had completely severed the front of her face, leaving a death that is appropriate for Sarah Sherman. After the first family is led up to the executive house while Jake, Devin, and Lexi watch on helplessly, we see Chucky attempt the ritual. Chucky, we find out, loosened all the bolts. In all, he offered 13 sacrifices, which is 7 more than Damballa requested. But even though the thunderclouds increase while he chants, Chucky looks terrible when he removes his mask. He's still elderly, and the ceremony didn't seem to work for some reason. "I'm going to die." Henry questions Chucky about what's wrong, and Chucky yells to end the show. While Tiffany may not have killed as many people in this episode, she was responsible for ensuring that another guest star met a grisly end. This Halloween, Tiffany is being brought to a Texas jail where she will be placed on death row, and given a fatal injection after 3 weeks, as her guardian, Erica, makes sure to mention. Since everyone believes Tiffany to be well-known actress Jennifer Tilly, she is kept with this special population since her presence in the general public would be disruptive. Tiffany encounters Evelyn Elliott, a celebrity chef portrayed by My Big Fat Greek Wedding star Nia Vardalos, when she has some downtime in the prison recreation area. Evelyn is the other prisoner in the special population. When Evelyn found out her husband and her helper were having an affair, she baked them into a shepherd's pie, which is why she ended up in jail. At first, the two got along remarkably well, connecting over issues of powerhouse women's treatment in the media and organizational prowess. However, as seen in Season 2, things take a turn when Tiffany admits that she killed Jennifer Tilly's sister, Meg Tilly, star of The Big Chill. The idea that Jennifer would murder her own sister disgusts Evelyn, who tells Tiffany that she would be celebrating Jennifer's execution and, just for kicks, that bullets over Broadway was a piece of. She moves on, but gets up her butt, which Tiffany uses for her cigarette. After returning to her cell, Tiffany discovers that her voodoo materials or religious things have come. She quickly uses Evelyn's cigarette to take control of her body as the chef is preparing a meal for the other prisoners. Evelyn is made to stab herself in the butt, beat her face against a wall in a hot grill, pull the flesh off her fingers, hack at her own neck, and then submerge her head in a large vat of boiling oil by Tiffany. It all starts off as mumbledy-peg. She just kind of slaws off her melting face and passes away. It seems excessive. However, Tiffany has never taken chances. Erica makes the mistake of spitting her gum into Tiffany's supper when she brings it over. Tiffany hypnotizes Erica by using the gum to create a voodoo doll for her. She informs Erica that she has 3 weeks to obtain personal belongings from each of the 6 guards, preventing her from being free. Overall, it was a terrific episode for Tiffany, who, while being incarcerated, is still in command. Chucky, on the other hand, appears unable to break free from the prison of old age, regardless of how many people he murders. It will be interesting to watch what the good old Chucky, well, maybe not the good bit, gets up to next.